Hey, great Sunday morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery in with our Sunday recharge. Sunday recharge edition of 15 Minutes Mastery. Hope you're doing great this morning. And as always, we come in each and every day to get you some information, inspiration, motivation to be able to get your day started off on the right foot. And on Sundays, we like to have our Sunday Recharge Edition, which we talk about the importance of being able to focus on the week that was, what went right, what went wrong, and also be able to plan ahead for the week ahead so that you can attack the day running when you get started on Monday and get off to a fast start, because we all know it's all about fast starts and being able to just make as much happen. But I want to talk today and really talk about taking that time to recharge and get refocused, right? Now, on Sundays, I come in and I tell you, hey, we need to look at what happened. How did your week go? What'd you get done? What didn't you get done? What worked out well? What didn't? Because it's important to find out and be able to regroup and avoid what's not working, and right, or adjust it, fine tune it, make some revisions, and then go about it again and attack. Because if you're not making progress and you're just keeping yourself busy, well, then you're not really getting anything accomplished, and you may feel you're getting stuff done and you may be getting a few things done, but if you're not really being productive, you're setting yourself up for failure. And so we want to make sure that we're taking the time to be able to get that done on a Sunday. But today I really wanted to talk to you about taking some time to just get away, and the importance of that when you're running and gunning, when you're going all out, and whether it's that you're building a business or you're working in sales, right, or you're manufacturing home sales, whatever kind of sales. We know if you're going all out, if you're trying to be a high producer in sales, you're going to be consumed with what you do. It can get overwhelming, not just in what you've got to do for marketing and your follow-up and things like that. But once you start getting business, and then you have your actual clientele contacting you on top of everything that you got to do to continue getting new business, it can be overwhelming. And so how is it that you can take some time then to disconnect? You got to disconnect to reconnect sometimes, right? Because I don't like to use the word burnout, but you can start just to convince yourself that you are getting things done when you're really not. You start zoning out. You're not completely engaged, right? And so you want to make sure that you're doing that. We're going to run into that because the reason for it. This weekend I've been up in College Station, which I have to wash all that off me. All right, I joke. I'm joking. I gave a few friends of mine that all came to A&M, graduated from A&M. I gave them a hard time yesterday through text when I've been up here. But listen, so I came up here. With the family and some friends. We came up to check out the Mexico-Brazil match last night. It was a great match. I mean, at the beginning, probably the first 70 minutes of it were just, they were down 2-0 and whatnot. And I'm giving you a recap of what happened, right? But the last 25, 28 minutes were awesome because it went into the stoppage time after, right? But anyway, the time up here, time away, it allows me to be able to give myself a break, get myself refocused, and so that I can feel as though I've accomplished something on the personal side, right? Um, and even though that this trip was planned out, right? Sometimes you have to do that, especially the busier you get. You have to plan your breaks, and we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. But having that balance, okay, of 100% hard work, just going all out, go go go. Yeah, sometimes sleepless nights or 4 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep if you have to. It's it just depends on what you're trying to do and what you have to get done. Okay, but having that type of attitude along with some self compassion, right, are needed so that you can appreciate the breaks that you take. Okay, I heard somebody say this a few days ago, but it, that person said, "Be where your feet are." And I never looked at it that way. I never thought about that way. Be where your feet are. So this weekend, I've been up here with my family, a couple of our kids, my wife, and some friends of ours, and I've been here. I come in on the mornings and do this because I'm not going to skip this, right? I can still do a little bit of work. I'm not going to skip this, but I've been here. And that allows me to regroup, kind of, I don't want to call it veg out, but just block out some work for a while. Okay. So that I can avoid that point of where I'm just randomly going about my day because my head is clouded so much because of the fact that I'm overwhelmed with what I got to get done, right? Or all I'm doing is that, and you're not realizing that not having those breaks is actually affecting you. So we've got to be able to do that, but at the same time, you've got to have the discipline. You got to have the discipline. And it's just for a moment, right? It's just for a moment. I've got this weekend that was planned out, right? Last week, you guys know I was in Phoenix, and that's the thing. I was left to Phoenix on Tuesday, right? Spoke on Thursday, came back Thursday, and some of you know my flight was delayed almost 2.5 hours. So got in after 1 o'clock in the morning to get stuff done Friday morning still for work. And then we came up to College Station Friday night, enjoyed yesterday. Going to be here for a couple hours this morning, head back home. But it allows me now, even I can describe it this way right now. I'm more confident and more prepared for the speech I got to give on Tuesday in West Virginia than I was on Friday. And I haven't even worked on it over these last couple of days just because I feel a little more centered, having enjoyed time with my family, and to be able to get away because I don't spend as much time with them, right? So, but it allows me to do that. Now I can attack this coming week. I can plan out the things that I need to get done besides that speech that I'm giving and beyond. But you got to have the discipline to get back on track. You've got to have the discipline. Like right now, I'm excited to attack next week, right? I'm not. It's not one of those things where, man, well, maybe Monday I can just take it down. But really, there's no taking it easy in our family. We're always having to do something. And Monday, tomorrow, our 18-year-old's graduating high school, so I've got that to get done, and so it's a little more family time, right? But I've got to get some things done today for business in order to be ready to do the other things that I get done. But don't allow yourself to fall into the trap of, well, I'm going to give myself another day. If you had planned out 3 days, it's 3 days. If you had planned out a week, it's a week. If you planned out 1 day, it's 1 day. But you have to have the discipline to get back on track. Because if not, it can be like that diet, right? that you get off of that meal plan that you're on, and then it's that much tougher to get back on it after down the road. You can't allow yourself to do that. And so that's why it's important. And so the best ways, guys, to be able to enjoy, to disconnect, to recharge, as we like to talk on Sundays, right? Sunday recharge. One, okay, whether it on the daily basis, okay, we're talking each and every day, even on the days you're working, having these short little breaks that allow you to pull away from the desk. If I'm home for a few days during the week, yes, I'm like attacking everything that I get done, but I have to pull myself away from the desk for a bit to allow myself to take a break to be able to jump back in and go stronger, right? And so you've got to be able to do that. We know also that if there's no things planned, Sunday should be your day that you recharge. Sunday should be that day, for most of us, where we can take a look at that week. What happened? What went right? What went wrong? What's coming up? What do I need to get done? Okay. And when you're doing that, when you become that kind of person, it's easier now to be mindful, to be aware of how you're doing, to understand that when you're getting to those points where you need to step away from the desk, when you're not being as effective on the phone calls, for those of you in sales, you're just randomly, you're just going through the motions. Okay, you're not convincing yourself. So that takes another part of discipline, is not trying to convince yourself that you're being productive when you know you're not. Okay, so now you're more aware, you're more mindful, and you can also, those breaks, you can really use them as breaks, because you're taking advantage of that little time away, whether it's time away from the desk, whether it's Sunday, the day you got to plan stuff out, or whether it's a trip that you're taking, or just you decided that these couple days, I'm just not going to do anything. All right. But being aware is so very important. The other way to be able to recharge is physical activity. Man, I feel so much better when I'm working out, when I'm able to regularly work out, go to the gym, put in some physical activity, put my body through some of that added physical activity, the stress, the strain of working out, lifting weights, and just being able to release that way. Okay. Plus, we all know about the endorphins it releases, and we know we feel better. We know that at the same time, those are moments that allow me to actually focus on things. I'm able to think through some issues. I know, like, especially in the first part of starting the company for Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, those first 7 months that I told you, we had nothing, zero business. Plenty of times during those workouts, I could focus in on what needs to be adjusted. Where am I at? What can I do to be able to have some sort of impact? And it allowed me those moments to come back afterwards and say, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to develop that, and then put in the work behind it, right? So get some sort of physical activity into your schedule on a regular basis. Okay. Your hobbies. Okay. If don't completely give them up. Now I need to do better at that. The difficult part of what I do is that I travel so much. It's not like I'm not going to pay for another bag on an airplane to take my guitar with me. I'm just saying, not right now, at least. Okay. But for those of you that have those hobbies and you don't travel as much, it take a little bit of time. Get yourself into your zone of genius, what I like to call, so that you feel that you're doing for yourself. Again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Salespeople, entrepreneurs, we're selfish. Okay. Because why else would you put yourself on the line like that? Why else would you put your family on the line like that if you're not selfish to get what you're out of it, right? So what I'm getting at with that is, you also have to make sure that you are taking care of you. You can't be that I take care of everybody else. That's what you do. That's what we do. Myself, I know that I have to take care of everyone else, but I know I also have to take care of me. Okay. So you've got to be able to get that done. And lastly, spending that quality time with your family is so very important. It's so important that you be able to do that, whether it's at home or maybe it's a meal out. But when you're with them, be with them. And I know sometimes it's hard to pull away. I know that sometimes it's hard to disconnect, to put the phone down and not have it on you. That's why I tell you guys all the time, when I was selling, when I was a general manager, it got to the point where I had to, when I got home, I had to leave my phone somewhere else so that I could be engaged with my family. So if you're one of those people that you're constantly right here because I've got emails, I've got text messages, I got to get back to customers, no, put it down. It's going to cost you more. It's going to cost you more if you continue to be that person. It's going to cost you your family. It's going to cost you a lot more than if you just if you just set it aside. But it starts with setting the right expectations with your clientele. Help them understand that, hey, after 7 o'clock, it's usually when I'm home, and I will not get back to you till the next day. Let them know that. Or maybe I will later on at night. But if I do, it'll be through email, right? Or whatnot. Set the right expectations so you're not under that stress, and they're not, your clientele is not expecting something that is not going to happen, and then it causes a problem. But then you're also giving your family the time they need. But for those of you that are really running and gunning high speed, you need to plan the breaks. Just like we talked about earlier, planning those breaks in the day to pull away from the desk. You got to plan these moments, because once you plan, pay for them, pay for them, plan it, pay for it, so that you know you have to take it. Because it's too easy to say, well, maybe I won't go this weekend, right? If you didn't buy the tickets, you didn't pay for the hotel or the Airbnb, well, maybe there's so much I got to do. I'm just going to stay back and not go. Now, you have to go. But I'm telling you right now, pay for those things ahead of time so that you have to go. You're not going to put yourself through the thing of losing that money you invested, right? Those would be the best ways, folks, to be able to get yourself disconnected, to be able to attack the week coming up, just like we're doing right now. So I hope that this helps to get you realigned, to be able to plan out your week ahead, schedule in those breaks, know what you've got to get done, know when you can pull away for 5-10 minutes. And if you're planning out your vacation for the summer, plan it out, pay for it, and go enjoy it. But know this: when you're back, you're back. Attack, because you cannot afford not to. You guys have a great Sunday. I hope that this week comes out well for you. I'll be in West Virginia, White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia on Tuesday. Big congratulations to our 18-year-old Jackson, who's graduating high school tomorrow. I mean, he's done with school. Graduation's tomorrow. We're having a luncheon. And then I hop on a plane tomorrow night to White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. So if you're in the West Virginia area and want to get together, want to get on a call, whatever it may be, to discuss how we can help take your life, your business, your career, whether it's yours, your sales teams, to a whole new level, let me know. That's what we're here for, Manufacturer Home Sales Mastery. And then the following week, I'm in Orlando for a few days as well, Tuesday through Friday. So let's get some stuff done. You guys have a great Sunday. And as always, I can't wait to meet you.